The grid. We rely on it every day. What if one day it stopped working? Maybe wiped out by a solar flare. As political tensions rise, so does the chance of an EMP attack. Chaos could erupt. Desperate people that will do anything to survive. I will be doing a grid down challenge over 5 episodes, covering 60 miles over 3 days, getting from point A to point B, navigating with a map and compass. Do you have a plan if the lights go out? Episode 1, the kit loadout.
Hello, welcome to my loadout video. I'm going to go through some of the kit I'm going to be taking on my grid down hike, covering 60 miles over 3 days. The scenario: the grid's gone down, your phones have stopped working, your vehicles won't start, and you need to bug out. Where is your bug out location? Do you have the right kit to survive the journey? Can you reach your bug out location without modern technology? This is the kit that I would take if the grid decided to crash. So my choice for the rucksack is a 67 litre bag. This is a hunting bag from Kuyu. It is the LT Pro frame pack system. It's extremely versatile and durable. As I start to go through this kit and pack my bag, there will be an on-screen display showing the items that I've gone through and the exact weight of each item. So the kit will be broken down into categories. So the first category to go in is the sleeping system. Once I've put this in the bag, it will add up all of the total weight, including the bag, on the bottom corner. First thing I'm going to cover is the sleeping system. First item in my hands is the Exped Dura 8R. This is a duck down blow up mat and it is rated down to -40. It's a perfect all-rounder and it's going to keep you warm on those cold nights. Next we have the Kalumus X-Lite 400. This is a lightweight sleeping bag that is rated down to a comfort rating of -1. This is a liner for the sleeping bag. It will boost the temperature and it will also keep your bag a lot cleaner. And since we are camping under a tarp, we need a bivy bag to protect us from the elements. Also part of the sleeping system is this foam mat. This is perfect for going underneath the blow-up mat, but also it makes a good backup if it does get damaged. My complete sleeping system will be contained in this 80 litre dry bag to make sure my stuff stays dry. We've got that now in the rucksack and it is now completely waterproof. So if I get any leaks in my bag, if somehow my bag ends up in a stream or in some sort of wet condition, I know that at the end of the day, when I get my sleeping system out, I can get into dry sleeping bag and get warm. Next, we have warm kit. First to go in is my base layer. This is kept as my dry kit. If I get soaking wet all day, I can just take off my wet clothes, strip right down, dry myself off, get into my dry long johns, jump into my dry sleeping bag and at least then I can stay warm all night and get a good night's sleep. Next on the list, we have spare boxers, spare socks. So next we have a sealskin hat. It's got this fleecy, warm inner. On the outer, there is a waterproof fabric. So even when it's raining, you can still keep your head warm. These are merino wool gloves. Really good to have merino wool because even if they get wet, they can still keep your hands warm. Schmag or scarf, whatever you want to call it. Great to keep that heat trapped into your body when you've got a jacket on. And lastly, we have a down jacket. Next, we have wet kit. So we have waterproof jacket, and we also have waterproof trousers. So next I'm going to cover is fire, cooking equipment and wash kit. So starting from this side and moving across, we've got a pack of tissues, a windproof lighter. In here we have fire lighters, windproof matches, a gas stove for cooking, the gas will sit on the base like this, and underneath we have a towel. Next part of the cooking equipment is a cooking pot. In here it contains my gas. I also have 100 grams of porridge, and in here has 50 grams of peanut butter. This is a Bushcraft seat. You can make this seat out of sticks. Probably not needed on this next trip, but it goes well into the pot. So when I've got my items in here, they're all tight and secure. So if I have to run or I'm jumping around, so it stops anything rattling inside and making noise. Also going in here is my head torch. Next on the list is this thermos flask. This is a critical item on the list. If you're struggling to warm up, there's nothing better than getting a hot brew on, getting in your DOS bag, sipping on a nice hot brew and really bringing that body temperature up. And this will get filled with water and it roughly holds half a litre. So next we're going to cover food. I'm going to take some freeze-dried meals. These are roughly 100 grams each, and I will consume 3 of these a day, and that will give me 1,300 calories. As I'm getting the miles in, I need calories but low weight. One of the things I'll be taking is olive oil. I can splash a bit of olive oil into my porridge, into my freeze-dried meals to boost another 200 calories. Also carrying a bag of salt to replenish salts, as we will be covering quite a lot of miles. So next on the list is water. This is my hydration sack. This is 2 litres of water. and then this connects to a hose that is on one of my straps. Next we have a basic medical kit. In here I've also added water purification tabs. Part of my med kit as well is a field dressing. Hopefully we won't get in a situation when we need to use this, but as it is a grid down scenario, you could find yourself in dangerous situations. And to keep everything clean, we've got a sanitizer spray. So next I'm going to be covering some bushcraft items that I'm going to bring along. These items are great for collecting wood and building fires, but also can double up as weapons if needed. So first item is a very cheap folding saw. Second item is a knife. This is a fixed blade, and this is the Gerber strong arm. Just one on the knife. This is not a legal carry, so make sure that you look at all the laws and regulations of your country to make sure that you're not breaking the law. Next is a knife sharpener. This is a great sharpener for the field to get a base level of sharpness, so you can use your knife effectively. And lastly, for the bushcraft items, are some hard-wearing gloves to make sure that you keep your hands in good condition. For miscellaneous items, we have batteries. These are spare batteries for my head torch, wrapped in a snap seal bag to make sure they're waterproofed. We have a pump for my mat, little hand pump, and also we have an extremely lightweight water container, but I use this water container as a piss bottle. Go for a piss and you don't even have to get out your sleeping bag and waste all that thermal retention. This is probably the most important item. We have a Sawyer filter for filtering water from streams, springs, that sort of thing, so we can keep hydrated on the move. This is a waterproof bag cover, so when the rain is coming in pretty heavy, I can keep my bag from soaking up all of that water that is going to increase the weight. So really important items: a map to navigate where you're going, and also to help navigation, a compass. Other equipment that I will be taking is a drone and also a DJI Action 4 camera. I can fit it all in this case, and with 6 spare batteries. Next on the list is a power bank. This is a pretty big power bank. I wouldn't normally take something like this, but where I am doing a lot of filming and I will be taking a drone out, I need to keep my batteries topped up. Next items, we have the shelter. So in my hand here I've got a 2.4 by 1.5 meter tarp. It also has 10 meters of paracord wrapped around it. Also included into the shelter, I've got 4 long pegs, and as a backup I carry these 4 normal size pegs, but they are extremely small and extremely lightweight.
That is the end of episode 1. Join me on episode 2. I'll be going over route selection and then stepping off for day one.